Once it started, like none of us were bored. We had really good seats also, and that was my first time I ate a hot dog also. That was really good too.
You barely ate a hot dog the first time at a baseball game? Holy cow. I gotta take you to a Dodger game for the all-you-can-eat buffet.
And from that whole time, all three were just having a fun time. Another funny thing we saw that I noticed because I like to look around, I even told my dad, Dad, I think we're the only Mexicans here. I was looking around, there's so many white folk around us.
You'd be surprised. Angels games are becoming a lot more Latinos are going to Angel games than before.
The owner
just depends where you sit. Yeah, the owner.
Artie Moreno, man.
Mm-hmm. I always remember his story when he took over the team. I think the first day he took over, the first night, the first game, he went to the concession stands, and he went to get himself some nachos, and they charged him, and he asked for the jalapenos, and they charged him for the jalapenos, and he said, "Wow," he goes, "We will never do that." So he changed. That's how he found out.
And you know what he did too? He lowered the beer prices.
Yeah. So
all the Mexicans love that.
But yeah, the Angels are growing in Latino fans from a couple years ago to now. So if you probably go to a game this year, you'll see a lot more Latinos in the
yeah, I mean, when I go to Angel games, I'm not Marty Rubalcaba or Martin Rubalcaba. I'm Marty Ellis.
Why do you think I have the blonde hair?
Exactly. And I'm shaved and everything, and okay.
Besides WrestleMania, and I think unless we have any other questions on Facebook or from the audience, this will be the last question we'll ask. Besides WrestleMania, the HBK versus Undertaker, another favorite memory you had, whether it be WWE, the Indies, or Lucha Underground, another memory that's, your top. I know number one is the WrestleMania match, but what's number two?
Shawn Michaels Jericho from Great American Bash 2008, where Shawn was the blood and everything else. That's why WWE doesn't do blood anymore, because of that match.
Really?
Yeah. That was a referee stoppage, and actually that whole Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho angle was awesome, right. And I remember being a part of it, and that's one of Jericho's favorites, and so Shawn's. It was such a great angle, and it was laid out awesome, man. And I remember Jericho telling me in Mexico City, it's like, hey man, me and Shawn are going to start working an angle. He's like, and we're going to need somebody good. He's like, you want to ref it? And I'm like, yeah, man, yeah. So he's like, well, go talk to Shawn. So I was all right. So we were in Mexico City. Matter of fact, when I was going up the elevator at the airport to go talk to Shawn, I opened the elevator, and Steve Smith, the drummer of Journey, was in there. He was doing a drum clinic, and I got a photo with him. Hey, so it was cool.
You, lucky guy right here.
Yeah, so
it's gonna be my rabbit foot right here.
I went up, and like I said, I wish my bank account would reflect that. So I go up and I talk to Shawn, and Shawn's like, "Oh yeah, So, and then when they started the angle, but it sucks because when they did their blow off at I believe it was No Mercy or No Way Out. I think it was one of the two. When they did the ladder match, and Jericho lost the chipped tooth and everything. I had hernia surgery then, so I didn't get to do the match. But if you go back and you look, I did a majority of those matches during that whole thing. When they did the unsanctioned match at Unforgiven, I did that one.
Damn.
I did the Great American Bash, that one, referee stoppage. So, and then I did all the house show stuff too. So, and then when SummerSlam came, remember when Jericho went out and did the thing, and then he punched Shawn's wife?
Yeah.
I was a part of that. Broke up that whole thing. I was a part of that. When Shawn got thrown in, messed up his eye with the Geritron, I was right in the middle of all that shit too. So, it was like that whole angle was great, man. And, that blow off, man, I so wanted to be part of that blow off, but I had hernia surgery and I was out for a month, and I actually should have stayed off longer, but I wanted to get back because you don't work, you don't get paid. So, it was one of those things.
I'm surprised WWE, they did the network with the rivalries. And then I'm surprised they never put that on there as rivalries, because that's considered one of the greatest rivalries.
Dude, it was phenomenal, man. And to be a part of that, it was great because I remember for the Great American Bash, Vince wanted a referee stoppage, and I asked Shawn and Jericho, I said, "How do you guys want this?" And they're like, "Well, just stop it." And I'm like, "Fuck, I'm gonna go ask Vince." So, come on in. Well, yes, Vince, you had a minute? Yeah, come on in, pal. I go in. I said, how do you want this to be ended? You know, I know you want a referee stoppage or anything, but how do you want this? You know, is there any certain way you want me to react? Any way you want my body language and everything? So Vince goes, I want you to be animated. I want you to be. So he actually got up and he physically showed me on how he wanted me to get in there, stop this, and show me how to wave my arms and stuff and everything. So I got you, boss. That's what I did. You know, and that's me being a student and wanting to learn, especially learning from the best.
Right.
You know, learning from the man himself. Okay, what does Vince McMahon want? What does he see? What is his vision? And it's for me to go do that. And that's what I think a lot of guys didn't like. I remember, and I'm kind of rambling on a little bit. I remember Vince always had this open door policy where anybody could go talk to Vince, and I wasn't afraid to go do that. I didn't give a fuck. You know, still don't. You know, if I got something to ask or say, I'm going to do it.
Right.
And I remember going into his office one time, knocking, going in. Triple H was in there getting dressed or whatever, and I asked him about something. And I was walking out, and there was a wrestler who stopped dead in his tracks, and he seen me, and he goes, did you just come out of Vince's office? And I go, yeah. And he goes, you came out of Vince's office? I go, yeah. I had to ask him something. I wanted to make sure that I'm doing my job right. Or what did he want? He goes, you just came out of Vince's office. Yeah, dude, I just came out of his office, man. And he goes, nobody goes in to see Vince. And I go, fuck, I did.
Right.
You know, bye. Yeah. You know, and it's just that. I mean, you know, and a lot of the guys didn't like that. And, you know, I know that people today, that they'll say that, oh, I didn't have heat. But I had heat because, I mean, I would go listen to the headsets and stuff, and I would ask questions because I just want to learn. I want to get better. And I know a lot of people didn't like the fact that I would go talk to a Vince, I would talk to Jericho, I would, you know, because I wanted to be that guy. I wanted to be at that level, you know, because the only thing you can do is just always get better, you know. And, you know, some people didn't like that, and I think, you know, it affected some people, and, you know, probably affected why I'm not there, but I don't give a fuck. You know, you can knock me down, but guess what? You know, I'm doing Lucha Underground, and I got a bigger platform, and things are happening, and, you know, fuck, look at me now. I mean, It's like, really? Like I said, I could go there today and
main event that bad boy.
Main event that bad boy any day.
I don't know if you'd want to main event Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, but
probably not.
Maybe AJ and Shinsuke.
That would be a good one. But, you know, I worked with AJ in PWG, so I already did it.
Yeah, there you go. Well, we're going to end it on that note unless we have any more questions from our audience.
Any Facebook? Is Cholo and Loco and those guys out there? Junior, are you there?
We have one more question from the audience.
I had a good one.
Had a good one.
Yes, I'm sorry, I forgot.
No, he forgot. Well, on that note, we'll go ahead and end it.
Hey, what about Compa? Does Compa
Compa, do you have any questions?
Compa, come on, brother.
Come on, bud.
Who's your best ref? You prefer Lucha Underground, Knox, or
the best ref for Lucha Underground?
what do you like more? Or
Who do you prefer, Knox or Borden?
Oh, I love them both. But my favorite ref for Lucha Underground, Marty Elias.
How about your favorite merch guy?
Can I say his name?
I think so.
Okay. You promise?
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm positive. Oh, see? Thank you. I won't say it out loud.
Between us.
Well, I want to thank Marty for joining us tonight. Thank you guys, the audience. Thank you,
Thank you,
Facebook. Thank you for the camera girl right there whose arms are probably tired already. And her eyes, I can see her either like little chinita eyes already. I want to thank you. Make sure you guys come in tomorrow. We have Cobra Moon. We'll be here from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. for a meet and greet. And the creepy bastard, Marty the Moth, will be here on Thursday from 7 p.m. to 9
that's
p.m.
not a gimmick. That's a shoot.
There you go, the creepy bastard. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, guys. And don't forget the Lucha Underground tapings this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And stay tuned for future announcements for future tapings.
Loco and Junior, go to bed.
Yeah, go to bed, guys. Past your bedtime, especially you, Loco. For all of us here at the Wrestling Guy Store, we're done.